this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
Amazon Health AI presents Painful Thoughts.
Why did I search the internet for answers to my cold sore problem? Now I'm stuck down a rabbit hole filled with images of alarmingly graphic sores in various stages of ooze. I can clear my search history, but I can never unsee that.
Don't go down the rabbit hole. Amazon Health AI gets you the right care, fast. Healthcare just got less painful.
Wait! I came in for two things. How is this $47? All right, we're gonna need a plan here.
Just start simple with Bank of America Advantage Safe Balance Banking. No overdraft item fees, no monthly maintenance fee if you're under 25. Plus, as a new checking customer, you can earn $100 when you open an account and make qualifying Zelle or debit transactions.
Oh, that's actually really simple.
Safe Balance Banking. One less thing to figure out. Learn more at BofA.com/earn100. Terms and conditions apply. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC.
There's a fire inside you can't ignore. Stand still? Not a chance. You're a lifelong learner who's come this far. Now, we're here to help you keep going further. Capella University. What can't you do? Visit capella.edu to learn more.
Capture your favorite summer feeling with Pandora Jewelry. Discover a collection inspired by the sunshine, freedom, and moments that make the season unforgettable. From sun-kissed metals to personalized pieces ready to be engraved with your summer mantra, each design moves with you. From beach days to golden nights and every memory in between. Shop Pandora Jewelry's new summer collection in-store or online at pandora.net and let your summer unfold.
No, I was just saying, I was going to ask if we needed any strategy to approach the Bengals today. Your angriest caller, your angriest listener, subscriber.
He's going to need a rebuttal? Is that what you're saying?
No. I don't want him angry at me next weekend.
Well,
so
you're gonna get punched again.
I always get punched.
Hit that intro, go! Laugh with me when the rent's past due and the car won't start. Laugh with me when the only sponsor is my broken heart. We're hanging on this janky stream. Two weird voices in the glow of a screen. If the world won't sing, then let it laugh with me.
Welcome back. It's a brand new episode. This is Laugh With Me, the podcast with Jeremy Odem, and I'm your host.
Jeremy stares at the stats and shaking over takeout boxes. Johnny's already mapping hotels on a napkin with greasy crosses. They quit jobs they kinda hate it. Tell their bosses, catch the show. Boss just shrugs, hope it's funny. Johnny grins, you'll never know.
Hey, it's JO, and I am sitting here with, sometimes you just kind of randomly end up sitting with somebody of importance. And today is how I found myself. I'm sitting with a guy who's a giant in the transportation industry. A fella who is a fifth speaker at Central. You know how many times I get asked, what does that mean? You say you're the third, you say you're the fifth at Central. And I go, have you been ranked as a speaker at Central?
It's kind of self-describing.
Right. Because I've been ranked third speaker at Central, and my buddy here has been ranked fifth, so I don't know what to tell you.
It's kind of a big deal.
He's a former fantasy football champion. He is our reigning guest of the year here on Laugh With Me. I'll tell you what, you're making a run at this year as well. I just want to put that out there.
I want to clarify, because it's come up.
Oh.
I'm a former multiple fantasy football champion.
He's a former multiple-time fantasy football champion over many leagues.
Our mutual friend Tim.
Yeah.
He listens to the show every week.
He's a big fan of the show.
And he was just like, "Hey, I thought you had won more than one, and kind of seems like you're underselling me."
That's okay. That's fair. All right. He is a multiple league fantasy football champion. He is also our resident football expert here to give us the breakdown on the NFC East and the AFC North today. It's Eric Larson. Nobody gets on that applause faster than Johnny. Nobody. I just want to put that out there.
Was that just Johnny?
That was Johnny. That's Johnny's. So if you're ever wondering, if you're ever listening to the pod or even sitting here recording a pod, and you're like, what does he do? What's your producer do exactly? You heard the applause, didn't you? That's our guy. That's Johnny. Yeah, see? He knows what's up.
He's got a face for podcasting and an ear for applause. Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, that's it. What a guy. What a guy. And as I'm sitting here with you and we're gearing up to give you the second run at an NFL preview, your notes you brought with you. I mean, you did the work. You put in time to study last year's NFL, the offseason, where you think they're going this season. And we're going to put this picture on all of our socials, but you wrote all your notes on the inside of a beer can carton.
Yes.
Is it, you don't have paper? What's the deal here? As you can see, my notes on the notebook, very organized, very put together. I always offer you a notebook every time you're on the show and you have your own pen. I mean, and it's full of notes from you. Today you decided to do the beer carton. Is there something special with this, or?
No. I briefly gandered around my apartment to see if I could find a notepad, and I could not.
Okay.
And then I happened to see this empty 12-pack box, and I was just like, this is perfect. I could just cut down the seam on one side. And I mean, we're doing 4 episodes for this preview, and I've got 4 sections of the box. So each day's show can be on one.
And of note is that today's episode is the panel that has the handle in it. So the 2 holes with the handle. So if there's less information coming from Eric in this episode versus others, I'm going to assume that's why. I
really wish I was good at doodling, because if I could doodle on this, I think that would add a lot. You could probably hang this up on your wall then.
Yeah, no, I already thought I need this. When you're done here, I need this, and it is going in the studio on display, so that when people come here, they know we're all business here.
Now I will say this will be a little bit of a flashback.
Okay.
But when you got married, I did write my speech on the outside of an envelope.
You did.
And there was a moment of fear before the speeches of where I thought that I had lost said envelope.
Because maybe somebody threw it away because it's trash.
Yeah, because, yes, it's literally looks like trash.
Yeah, people, and I do remember, and in fact, I think, if I remember correctly,
I think you guys have that for a scrapbook
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to look for that. But yeah, you have a long history of putting your notes together. We did debate together in high school. You had a notebook then. It would have been interesting if you rolled up with like the inside of like a Mountain Dew carton.
Oh, that would have been.
And that's your speech.
That would have been a psych out.
That would have been.
Could
huge.
you imagine going against that?
Oh man, I would have. So that's the thing. If I was going up against you, I already thought I won. I'm like, this guy wrote this today, probably got the carton here. He's not gonna be any good. And then you get going, and it's like, son of a bitch, I'm going up against a fifth speaker at Central. Like, this is a big deal. Yeah, that would have been quite the psych out. All right, well, that's what we're working with today. I
don't remember when I drank this beer too, so this box has just been kind of.
It's a Boulevard Wheat.
Yeah.
You drink Boulevard Wheat often?
Not too often.
How do you just have cartons laying around?
That's a whole other story. That's
okay.
a whole other story.
All right.
Let's not focus on the sourcing of this.
We're going to get into it. We are starting with what are we starting with today? The NFC East?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with the NFC East.
All right. We'll do this in the same format of last time. Start from the bottom, work our way up based on last year's standings. So the first team.
Which the last episode, we did discuss this guy and kind of his world. I dropped my marker. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Did you hear that bang?
But you got to finish your thought.
Is John Harbaugh, new head coach, New York Giants. He's, one of those guys that's in a family tree that this is like a birthright to be a head coach in the NFL. And he just left his longtime job in Baltimore. Now here he is, the New York Giants, for sure.
I mean, talk about a difference in scenery. He only went up the road about 120 miles, But to go up to the Giants, he's going from Baltimore, which ESPN had ranked as their second organization as far as talent goes, from the roster, quarterback, coaching, GM.
Baltimore is,
to the Giants, which are 23rd.
Oh, that hurts.
They went 4-13 last year.
That hurts.
Jackson Dart looked pretty good.
Looked real good. Ran into the ground, but he
ran into the ground, got hurt. Cam Scadaboo
looked real good.
Ran
into the ground.
Got hurt. Malik Neighbors.
Hurt.
Looked real good.
Yep.
Got hurt.
Yep.
So this team's success overly hinges on those three players.
So offensively, that's the core three. Those are the playmakers that they expect to be the cornerstone of this franchise. They're going to go into this season, Jackson Dart starting, I would assume.
Yep.
Scadaboo maybe starting?
Maybe. He looked iffy in preseason.
Right. And last we saw him...
Did you see the video of him doing the backflip?
I did, at the WWE event.
Yeah.
He's been very involved with the WWE in the offseason, or actually, forget the offseason. He was doing this in season after he got hurt. So he's been very involved with WWE since he got hurt. Maybe back. Malik Neighbors? Back.
Do you think that's Vince McMahon trying to get back at the NFL, after the failure of the XFL?
Vince McMahon has nothing to do with the WWE.
Really?
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 We're going to pause that topic and have a whole other podcast talking about that.
I didn't realize I touched a nerve on that.
We're gonna have a whole other discussion on that.
Go on. All right. What about Neighbors?
But Neighbors is not going to be cleared to play immediately, but he will. They're hoping within the first 6 weeks. So the core three, not quite healthy enough together yet to play.
This is, when I was kind of approaching this team, this seems like the fantasy football all-hype team.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey everyone, it's Cal Penn. I'm the host of Earsay, the Audible and iHeart audiobook club. This week on the podcast, I am sitting down with Ray Porter, the narrator of Andy Weir's audiobook Project Hail Mary, massive sci-fi adventure about survival and science and what happens when you wake up alone very far from Earth.
I really had to make a decision because I caught myself getting that frog in my throat and starting to get teary as I'm narrating some of these sections. And it's like, okay, yo, is this indulgent? And I really thought about it. I was like, no, at this point, it would kind of be betraying the trust the author and the listener have in telling this story if I don't go through it. But there's places in this book that deeply emotionally affected me, and I left it on the mic.
That's great.
Because it served the story. People will say like, oh my God, I cried at the end. It's like, yeah, dude, me too.
Listen to Earsay, the Audible and iHeart audiobook club on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is Kevin.
This is Joe. And this is Nick from Hey Jonas.
You know, I recently learned that every 36 minutes, another child in the U.S. is diagnosed with cancer. Think about that for a second. Some of the bravest warriors you'll ever meet aren't professional athletes or superheroes. They're kids in this fight.
And every day, these young warriors face challenges most adults couldn't imagine. Yet they continue to show up with incredible courage, determination, and hope.
That's why we're proud to support Hyundai Hope on Wheels.
For the past 28 years, with support from Hyundai, their dealers, and every new Hyundai sold, Hope on Wheels has contributed over $300 million to childhood cancer research, helping save more than 40,000 kids.
But we're not done yet. We need your help. Together, let's bring every warrior home. Learn more at HyundaiUSA.com/HopeOnWheels or ask about Hope on Wheels at your local Hyundai dealer.
Wait! I came in for two things. How is this $47? All right, we're gonna need a plan here.
Just start simple. With Bank of America Advantage Safe Balance Banking. No overdraft item fees, no monthly maintenance fee if you're under 25. Plus, as a new checking customer, you can earn $100 when you open an account and make qualifying Zelle or debit transactions.
Oh, that's actually really simple.
Safe Balance Banking. One less thing to figure out. Learn more at BofA.com/earn100. Terms and conditions apply. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC.
Like, fantasy football guys love Jackson Dart because he's running. Yeah. They love Scatterboo because, I mean, he's a fun guy to watch.
He's fun to watch, yeah. He really is.
Very just over the top.
I actually
physical.
I wanted to hate him. You can't.
And then, I mean, Neighbors, for as short as his resume is, like the 20 games that we do have of him on tape, he looks like he could be a top 10 wide receiver in the league.
I worry about Neighbors because he, even after like the first few weeks when he looked like a freaking star, he was started to make the conversation about, yeah, sure wish I had a quarterback. Maybe if I had more throws to me, like he started to throw like those things out there, and then it was
it's a little early for the wide receiver drama,
right?
I mean, if you're going to be the wide receiver diva, at least wait until year 3 or 4.
Yeah, and he was starting it pretty early, and then then Jackson Dart comes out, and he looks like these two are going to be a match made in heaven, and then you got Scatterbo, and then it's like, okay, all right, here we go. All 3 of them go down. What are you going to do? But Harbaugh's got some pieces there. He's got some pieces. What about that defense? What do you know about their defense?
Their defense last year was 26th in points allowed.
Oof.
They've got some good pass rushers. They're not as good on the back end.
Michael Strahan. I think he has like a sack record or something. Is he still there?
He is not. He's been retired for a good 15 years now.
Okay.
I believe.
So the Giants have
maybe
some
14.
So they have opportunity on defense, which actually isn't
the opportunity to add Strahan back. He probably needs to come work out. Could he work out with the team like Aaron Donald?
They should. This is so the Rams become Super Bowl favorites at Aaron Donald. The Giants add John Harbaugh, hope to maybe at best be a division contender. Add Michael Strahan. That would be huge.
So a common theme that we've had in here too is just these offensive coordinators, these defense coordinators that get the head coaching job. They bring that personality with them.
Yep.
McDonald, Ryans, Cohen, Ben Johnson, these guys.
Right.
Harbaugh's the exact opposite. He's a CEO coach. He's going to be at the top of the. He's like Dion. He's like Dion with Colorado. Like he's at the top, but he was head coach for so long at Baltimore that it's tough to tell what his fingerprints were on that and how much was in the hands of those coordinators. So what is he going to bring to this team?
That's the thing. You could see it early on when he came into Baltimore, that defense. You couldn't beat that defense. Like that was the signature and that was the face of that
defense
franchise.
Would kill a guy.
Right. They literally did kill a guy. You know about that, right? And then you've got a good enough offense. You've got Joe Flacco, and he's just a good enough quarterback to keep everything moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, to your point, it's like, what are your fingerprints on? And that's where, when he goes to New York, is he going to have that same impact? Dude's been in the league a long time. A long time. Is he energized? I know I can think of myself if I go into a grocery store that needs completely rebuild, needs culture, needs things cleaned up or whatever. I can do it one time, and I can go in and I can do it a second time, and then maybe if I got him, I can go and do it a third time. Shit, I can't do it the fourth time. I'm tired. Like, give me the well-run machine, and I'll just succeed it. Like, I'm done rebuilding. I mean, is that where Harbaugh is going to be this year, or I don't know.
It will be an interesting dynamic, and we'll get into it when we talk about the AFC North, which is seeing Harbaugh and Tomlin leave on just what does that look like.
Yeah.
For these guys for Harbaugh taking over a bad-looking store, what does it look like for the coaches that get to take over, hey, the fridge is stocked.
Right.
Yep.
The next team, the Commanders out of Washington, which I think huge miss number one. is they should have never called themselves the Commanders. It should have always been Washington Football Team. I thought that was an incredible name. Incredible name. I could have become a fan of this team strictly on name if they would have left the football team name.
I do love the football team name. I do agree that it's a toss-up between Commanders and the Cleveland Guardians to like the worst unoriginal team names.
Just terrible.
The Washington team that I really wanted, that I've heard of, is Warthogs.
Oh, Warthogs would have been fantastic as well.
Because they're always associated with the pigs.
Yes.
Like in there. The Warthog is in an Air Force plane. Like, so you'd still have that military tie-in that they're trying to go for with the Commanders. Like, and you'd have some personality. Yes. You could have a dancing pig mascot.
What's your personality with Commanders?
Yeah.
I would ask any Washington fan that. What does that mean to you?
I went to a Commanders game probably 5 years ago. The Kirk O'Chain's year. The year that Kirk Cousins was just tearing everybody up.
Did you wear your chain?
I did not wear a chain, but I did get tickets. Like I was like 10 rows back, like on the probably 40-yard line.
Yeah.
And I remember those tickets were only like $40 a piece.
Oh, yeah. Cheap.
So, yeah. And that was, I think, their first year as the Commanders. And I felt like the fandom did not really know how to.
And are they trying to get a new stadium, or are they just trying to renovate this one?
They're going to build a new stadium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that stadium's kind of it's pretty bad, like in the sports ownership world, where the rest of the owners kind of get together and they're just like, you suck. Like, because there are a lot of bad owners in sports, but there's not very many of them that they show the door.
Correct.
Schneider here in Washington, and maybe and then the previous Dodgers ownership that they're just like, you
gotta go.
Yeah, it's closing time.
You gotta go.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
You heard about the current Dodger ownership?
Yeah,
they might have to sell that team.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. Those guys.
Just the undercurrents of him selling his big stake in the Lakers just to liquidate and create cash flow for.
And now he doesn't have enough still, and he just this guy, he's in deep. But anyway, football.
My least favorite, literally my least favorite part of being a sports fan
is the
ownership.
Yeah.
But yes, the Commanders. So. This is another. I feel like the Giants, they get an ESPN bump. I feel just because they've got those exciting players
and the coach
coming in. I feel like the Commanders are in the same spot because they've got Jaden Daniels, who's proven that he can do it. 2 years ago, Commanders took the NFL by storm. They beat the Lions in the playoffs. They made it to the NFC Championship game with a bad team. Like, the Commanders they still don't have a good talent-wise team. ESPN ranks their whole entire setup as 24th in the NFL.
Really?
And with Jaden Daniels missing games last year, they only went 5-12. And their biggest, they break Diggs in, they lose Debo, they have made a couple smaller moves on the offensive defensive lines, but needle moving, like not much has changed. Like it's still Jaden Daniels has to be the spark plug. He has to come in.
He's got to be a star. And
he's got to be not just a star. He's got to be like a top 8 quarterback. He's got to be Drake May.
Yes, he does. Drake May, great comparison there. He has to be Drake May on last year's Patriots team. Otherwise, there's not going to be much of a movement on this 5-12. I will say in this offseason, the one thing the Commanders have done, and this is all Jaden Daniels, is they have ownership of the number 5. Nobody can touch 5 now. So that's a plus. And you got to think that means they're going to rise above the win total of 5. They can't sit on 5 because Daniels will have a legal obligation there. It's going to be above 5, right? There's no way they go under.
And I've never gotten too involved in the spiritual aspects.
Okay.
But they are playing the AFC West and the NFC North this year. This whole entire division is going to be playing those. So, I mean, 5 might be a good good spot.
That might be a good spot. You all right, so let's play devil's advocate to the schedule thing. And you have an NFC North now that has to play this division, has to play NFC East. Okay. Are you looking at that and going, they got it good? Like they're going to get some wins from that. Like, are you feeling pretty good about that, or do you think tough battles ahead?
I think as we look at these, well, I mean, again, it's the NFL, so they are going to be tough battles. But as we get kind of into the Eagles and Dallas, like, I don't think any team in this division is like a world beater.
Right.
Like, we covered the Rams and the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Legit world beaters. Yeah.
Last episode, I think any of those three teams would probably
win the Super Bowl.
They would win the NFC East if they were.
Oh, easy.
If they were the Commanders spot, any of those three teams would be better than what we've got here.
By a game or two. I mean, they're probably in the Philly spot as far as like last year's division goes if they were in this division. Yeah. All right, that's fair. Dallas.
And so that's where we get into it. So Dallas last year 7-9-1.
And not what they thought they were going to have. But I will say, to their credit, they traded away, before the season started, their best player in Micah Parsons. Best player, okay? In my opinion, this team was better after the trade than before.
So Dallas allowed more points than any other team in the NFL last year.
We had to expect that. They traded their best player. What do you expect from them?
So where I say that they're flawed teams, and I feel like we're gonna get to this, is Dallas and the Eagles are like mirror images of each other, or opposites, in the fact that Dallas had the 7th ranked offense, the 32nd ranked defense. The Eagles had the 5th ranked defense and the 19th ranked offense. Like, so you're going against just one side of the ball is like elite. Now with Dallas, this is one of them where I feel like the ESPN bump is incredible here.
So hold on. Before you get to the ESPN bump, you're telling me I'm wrong about the trade being better.
Yes,
after
100%.
All right, I just wanted to clarify.
You can't trade the second best defensive player in the NFL
and be better. Okay.
Even if you get a defensive tackle.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and concede this and just act like it never happened.
Now, remember that defensive tackle comment that I just made when we get to the Bengals.
I will. Go ahead.
But Dallas is getting, like, they've added a couple players on defense. They added a great safety in the draft. They added a couple of pieces in the draft. But this was also the 32nd ranked defense.
Yeah.
So I think we got to temper ourselves with saying that, like, all of a sudden, Dallas, like, they're not going to be a top 16 defense this year.
Top 16?
Yeah. They're not going to be a top half of the league defense.
Where did they rank defensively last year?
32nd.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. I was about to make a bet with you, but then.
But I feel like a lot of people are like kind of like looking at this team and they're saying like, hey, this got the talent.
Well, it's offensively.
And they do. They have a ton of talent on the offensive side of the ball. And they've got pieces on the defensive side. And maybe if all of it comes together, then they'll make this huge leap forward. But we've got to caution ourselves on just being like, ever since sports journalists started going to the point where they just wear their like favorite team on their sleeve.
Yes.
Like Dallas is like the Lakers and the Yankees of just, they get the benefit of the doubt every year.
Well, there's something about Jones, Jerry Jones, that you want like, you just expect him to be good. The way he builds his team, the way he talks, the way he carries himself, the way the Dallas Cowboys are the pinnacle of sport. And most everybody grew up, the Cowboys were good, right? And
I hated the Cowboys when I was a kid.
Me too, because they were the elite. So it's ingrained in you. But then you look at Jones and he's just like, still he's doing things because of the Super Bowl and this is the best place that anybody could be. Why wouldn't you want the star on your helmet and all that stuff?
I built this stadium that blinds even my own team when we play home games there.
Well, that's a whole other thing. Like, do they even help themselves? But you just kind of want to root for him because but then at the same time, he never quite became the villain to me, I guess is the point. He never quite became the villain. He became somebody that I look at and I go, yeah, he's a winner. I just have always thought that way.
I don't think of him as a winner, but yeah, you're right on. I don't associate, like, if I look at Kraft in New England,
Correct.
I think of him more of a villain.
Villain, yes.
And I don't look at Jones in that same thing. Kroenke, the owner of the Rams, a villain.
Yep. It's Snyder, who was the Washington villain. Yeah.
Yep. I definitely don't put him in that.
George Steinbrenner, villain. Like, there were guys that you just grew up villains. I never thought that way about Jerry Jones for some reason. I just always felt like, you know what, this guy's got a good team. We got to figure out a way to beat him.
Well, that is too. I mean, just we as fans, we get to judge based on the personality.
That is true.
Like, I always disliked Dallas when I was a kid.
Yep.
And I never would have guessed it, but Tony Romo and his just shucks personality ended up like kind of winning me over to just like, oh, this isn't an evil empire. Like, this isn't.
Was Romo your fantasy quarterback for a while?
Many years.
I thought so. I was trying to remember. I thought he was. How do you feel about him now? He's suspended from CBS. Are you familiar with what's going on there?
I am.
I think he's getting the bad.
Yes.
I think there's some underlying issues that are.
From what I've read or from what I've gathered, it sounds like there's a lot of underlying stuff because he signed the biggest contract that any sports broadcaster had ever signed.
Right.
And they were like, this is a really easy way for CBS
to get out of that.
Either get out of it or to at least renegotiate it to
Correct.
something more in their favor. So,
which is silly. Maybe he's not the phenomenon he was his first 2 years.
Yeah.
He's still pretty good at what he does.
Well, and, I mean, I put that in the same thing as like Collinsworth on NBC. Like,
really
I
good.
loved Collinsworth his first couple of years, and now I'm kind of.
You get it.
I know him.
Yeah,
I know
you get
him,
it.
and I know Romo now. Like, I know these guys. Like, they don't. He's not developing a fadeaway jump shot in the offseason. He's not rediscovering anything. It's he's getting farther and farther away from playing, and so his insights are less and less valuable.
Why is it that play-by-play announcers, when they get their kind of like rhythm, we applaud them and celebrate it and love them for it, but when color commentators do, we villainize them, like Tony Romo. Who am I talking about? Tony Romo and Collinsworth. Like, when they get into a rhythm of what they're doing, we're like, were you going to give us something new? And it's like, play-by-play guys, they give us the same shit, the same catchphrases, and we love it.
Growing up, I always loved Madden.
Yeah.
There was never a time that I didn't love Madden, but I know some friends in our friend group that they couldn't stand when Madden came on there. But I always, and I don't know maybe if it's a nostalgia thing or why, but you should try to be the John Madden of podcasting.
The John Madden of podcasting?
Yeah. Don't be the Tony Romo. I don't want you getting arrested.
People have called me the Ryan Seacrest of podcasting.
Overstayed your welcome, huh?
Oh, I was thinking I have a lot of jobs, but
yeah. No,
okay.
yours fits better. Better.
Yeah. Okay. Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas. Do I think they can win some games this year? Absolutely. I just don't. I don't know that I see them as a strong contender.
I know we're not going through like season predictions for record, but like Dallas 7-9-1 last year. Just give me better or worse.
Oh, I think they'll be better.
Okay. All right. I was thinking the same thing. All right. Philadelphia Eagles, which I was surprised by the 11-6 when I saw it. I live the NFL week to week. Right. And then I completely eliminate it from my brain when the Super Bowl happens. I come back to it and I'm shocked that the Eagles were 11-6 because my initial thought was they struggled all year and this is their downfall this season. And then I look at 11-6 and I go, well, shoot, all they're going to do is get better maybe. Like,
Potentially.
Potentially. Yeah, I don't know.
19th in points last year, 5th in points allowed.
So maybe just a matter of schedule? Was there 11-6?
I mean, some of that, but some of that just the scheme. So you had Kellen Moore, who was their offense coordinator 2 years ago. He goes to New Orleans.
Yep.
Provides them with a shot in the arm.
Yeah, big time.
I didn't write down the name of their offense coordinator last year, but he is no longer with the team, so he's no longer relevant.
Doesn't matter.
A.J. Brown, reading books on the sidelines, posting for pictures, being a diva, being a wide receiver diva.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever read a book while working?
I used to read a book while doing the radio.
Okay. So, pretty common for a guy to just, when he's got some downtime, read a book while he's working.
Yep. If I was him, though, I'd probably hide the book in like a beer case, like cardboard beer case, so that nobody could see what I was doing behind the box.
Yeah, they thought you were drinking instead, which you would totally go with that. But.
Yeah. So, A.J. Brown leaves.
He's gone.
They've got Devonta Smith. They've got Lemon, their new wide receiver that they took in the first round. They're going to be replacing him. Still got Saquon. Okay. Still got the tush push. They've lost a couple more faces on the offensive line. This is not the offensive line that won the Super Bowl last time. Defense, though, is who's who of young talent.
Yeah, and that tends to happen when a team with a new rookie quarterback led offense that's good, like real good, good defense, wins a Super Bowl. What tends to happen is quarterback gets paid, offense stays good, defense starts to kind of fall apart a little bit, and that's where we're at with the Eagles. My opinion, this is a team, and I thought I think I'm going to end up being a year back on it. I thought this was going to happen last year, where they were going to start to take that like big step back, where it was like regime change and re-gauge everything.
I mean, we're only 2 years removed from Sirianni like crying during a press conference.
Right. And even last year, 11-6, win the division, make, playoff team. It seemed like early on in the year, in the first quarter of the season, his job was on the line.
Yeah.
And he's having his kids at press conferences.
The dude won a Super Bowl.
Right, yeah.
In the very recent.
But it seemed like it was like game over, and then, they win enough games, and it is what it is. But it sure seemed like time was up.
All right, so get this. Eagles have a new offense coordinator, Mannion. He entered the league as an offensive assistant in 2024.
Okay.
To the Packers.
Yep.
Last year, he was the QB coach for the Packers.
Okay.
This year will be his first year ever as an offense coordinator, and he's the one taking over the Eagles' offense.
Well, that bodes well for them in our theory of young coaches.
Well, it also seems like that's a big gamble. That's also a big risk. Like, you have...
Yeah, huge risk.
You have Jalen Hurts. You have Saquon Barkley. You have Devonta Smith. And your offense coordinator that you're bringing in, he has no experience play calling. And the head coach, Sirianni's not play.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say right now about the Eagles. Pressure's already been on that head coach. He's taking a gamble with this young OC. It's all on him. He's getting fired before the OC does.
Yeah. 100%.
So if it doesn't work,
I think Philly had to fire. They did some midseason firings.
They have, yes. Yeah, have to.
Yeah.
Head coach pressure. Shoot, you can fire somebody. Got to take the pressure off. Yeah, this guy has an opportunity to save jobs. This offensive coordinator right now.
So if you want to see where the opening for Dallas to take this division, which again they were 3.5 games back last year. It's in, the NFC East. So the Eagles are going to have to play the AFC West. They're going to have to play the NFC North. They're going to be playing the Seahawks. They'll be the only team in there. Like, they come up to a slow start. They could blow it up without even playing it out.
That has Sunday Night Football written all over it. Seattle, Philly. Don't you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I was thinking more just like the Eagles start out like 0-3, and it's just like, let's put them on Sunday Night Football. Sirianni's last game.
His final game, yeah. Oh, that would suck for him. To your point, he won the Super Bowl, and then it just felt like his job was on the line immediately with the pressure from the media. The media there is crazy. And then he makes a change. They figure it out. His gamble's on the OC right now.
Yeah.
All right. That's exciting. So how do you think I'm going to go with this fantasy lineup for the NFC East?
Well, I've already been looking at your...
Oh, you already looked at my lineup?
Yeah, you didn't hide it.
I'm going to have to start hiding these. All right. Quarterback, Jane Daniels. There's nobody... I mean, I did consider Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I think that would probably be my pick. But I also think that there's an argument that could be made for Hurts, too, just for the tush push.
Sure. I went with Jane Daniels because I believe that Daniels is going to have a comeback year, which in fantasy is gold. So I felt like, because that means you're going to get him late. Right.
But that's the thing, is like you're going to have to pay to get Hurts or Prescott.
Prescott, right. That's where I felt
Jane
like
Daniels, you get him a little bit later.
You're going to get him later. He's going to perform ahead of those guys. That was my thought there. Okay, wide receivers. There should not be any conversation on this. CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith. I mean, there's nobody better, right? Tight end, Isaiah Likely from the New York Giants, because I needed to try to work in some Giants. Although I did put in Scadaboo as a running back.
Yeah,
there's nobody there, right? Yeah, running back was easy. Saquon Barkley with Philly, and then Cam Scadaboo with the Giants. That seemed pretty clockwork there.
I think you can make the argument for instead of Scadaboo for the Javonte Williams.
Okay.
You know, kind of a little bit of a journeyman. You know, was with Denver for those years, but it seems like he found a home with Dallas last year, and was a very high performer.
Well, there you go. That's the NFC East. Now, a favorite of one of our regulars, Kyle.
The Cleveland Browns.
Not the Cleveland Browns, but this is your AFC North. Cleveland, though, we will start with. They were 5-12 last season, but always on my radar. They're a team that I don't like watching them, but I love watching their non-playing time excitement with quarterback.
It's so their former coach, he got fired. Spoiler alert. It went 5-12 last year. Stefanski.
Yeah.
He's won 2 Coach of the Year awards.
Yes, he has.
With the Browns.
With the Browns, yeah.
And I know Coach of the Year is always kind of a joke, because it's not like Andy Reid or like Belichick are winning Coaches of the Year.
The best coaches don't win it. Yeah.
The best coaches don't win it. Normally the one is like O'Connell with the Vikings won one.
Yep.
Because his team was bad, and
if your team's bad one year and then makes the playoffs the next, you could win Coach of the Year.
It's got to be very depressing for a fan base like Cleveland to be like, well, our coach won Coach of the Year twice in the last 6 years, and
he's out.
Yeah, but we're still the worst.
Yeah.
If you had to put $100 bet down, day one starter, Watson or Shador, who are you going with?
It has to be Watson, and this is 100% a financial decision. They have a lot of guaranteed dollars there on him. To. But I think Shador gives them the best shot.
So all right, here's part 2.
Coach him up.
Here's part 2.
Okay.
You're putting $100 down, but this time it's a parlay.
Okay.
Day one starter, 6+ wins. Who are you taking to win both those bets in the parlay?
Oh, to get 6+ wins?
Yeah.
Shador.
Isn't that weird how it changes the dynamic though?
It's almost like his confidence is gone. I mean, the Houston Deshaun Watson was special.
Yeah.
Like special. And I had him
special enough for a $200+ million
Yes.
guaranteed contract.
And I had him on my fantasy team, I don't know how many years, and I loved every second of it because he was fun to watch. He would make plays that most of the league couldn't make, and he made Houston like just a player, right? Ever since going to Philly, Cleveland, and this has nothing to do with the injuries because he's recovered from those injuries, but when he's on the field fully healthy, holy cow, he's not the same guy.
No.
I mean, Joe Flacco's better. Like, I'd rather have Joe Flacco at 45 years old out there than Watson, right? Like, it's a confidence thing. It's got to be.
Sounds like Watson's giving off some like J.J. McCarthy 2025 vibes. Like, I'd rather have 45-year-old Flacco out there.
Well, and that's the thing. J.J. McCarthy, same thing. He goes out there and sure, there's a couple flashes here and there, but it just doesn't seem right. There's something wrong. And you put somebody else in that spot, and they don't look wrong. So I don't know.
It's interesting when you just think about it. It's like, all right, so Cleveland gave snaps last year to Flacco, then traded him away.
Yep.
Dylan Gabriel benched him for Shador.
Yep.
Shador had like one of the worst.
Yeah, he wasn't great. Yeah.
Quarterback ratings of the last like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And yet here he is in this competition with Watson. They've still got Gabriel on the lineup. And I think with that Myles Garrett trade that they made to the Rams, they've got 2 first-round picks next year. They've got their pick and also the Rams pick. And you're like, okay, so this quarterback competition's happening, but they're getting a quarterback next year.
They have to. Unless they do. I mean, I still think that there's a chance that Deion Sanders comes out and becomes head coach and has Shador as his quarterback, and that's kind of the system. And I could see that still happening. I know last year in the offseason, I really thought that was going to happen in Dallas. It didn't, but everything was looking that way. I still think there's a chance that Sanders leaves Colorado and that he ends up with his son at QB1, but some things have to change. He certainly can't have Deshaun Watson sitting there and all that money.
No, but
yeah.
Well, the thing that would have to change was Shador would need to win the job.
He would have to win the job, you're right.
And he would need to show something this year that made it seem like, no, we're set at quarterback. Let's use those draft picks, those first rounders to... Because they do. I mean, they've got Harold Fannin, tight end. He was like the number 6 tight end last year in points. They've got Judkins, a running back who is kind of, we should call him the Tony Pollard All-Stars of, hey, he's great for 1,000 yards.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so they've got some talent. They've got a couple of young wide receivers in this year. So they've got the building blocks. That offensive line is not nearly as strong as it has been in years past. And then obviously the defense is not nearly as strong without Myles Garrett in there that can break the sack record.
Well, and that's where you look at, like, we're talking about Cleveland first. We haven't gotten to the other teams, but you look at their division, and Cleveland was 5-12 last year. They already had 5 wins in what was a mess of a season. And the rest of the division, Pittsburgh's aging. They're trying to get younger real quick, right? They just made a head coaching change. Baltimore, they're trying to figure out what they've got. Just made a head coaching change. They've got talent. Cincinnati, that's the team that may be the next to make a head coaching change if things don't flip real quick, right? But they've got some talent. So Cleveland's trying to like kind of get ahead of it in a way with we've made changes. We're bringing in some younger guys. We got all these draft picks. We're trying, so that way in a year or two they can shuffle their way up. It just never seems to swing their way.
Never seems like it's Cleveland's time.
It's never Cleveland's day. Yeah.
Hey, who knows? Maybe Detroit will underperform and Dan Campbell can come and resurrect Cleveland football.
do you think that will take though? Like Dan Campbell was the perfect fit for Detroit.
Yeah.
You think it's what it take? They're just going to keep going until they get a head coach with a vision that's perfect for the city.
Yeah, they need a coach that can lead.
Yeah. Well, Maybe Machine Gun Kelly can be the head coach. He's Cleveland till he dies.
Is that for real?
That's for life. That's for life.
I mean, you can't be any worse than Jeff Saturday did, coaching the Colts.
I still think that's wild. They just brought him in from ESPN. It was like, coach our team. Pat McAfee. You think he's going to be the next guy that just pops out at ESPN and becomes a head coach for half a season and just goes back?
But I do feel like McAfee was one of those guys that was just like, well, maybe this could work.
This could work. This could work.
We talked about the other episode, Golden Retriever energy. I feel like it's important to be able to identify that.
Yeah, that's fun. Well, Cincinnati Bengals. As bad as Cleveland was at 5-12, only one game behind the Bengals, who people really love in this division.
6-11 last year, 12th in points, 30th in points allowed.
Always been a problem for them defense. Always been a problem.
I feel like they alternate. One year their problem is Burrow getting hurt, and then the next year their problem is we have no defense. So they've made some moves. They brought some guys in. Dexter Lawrence, key among them, from the Giants, defensive tackle coming in. They did lose their defensive end. I don't remember his name.
Trey
Hendrickson. Yes, very good. That's flipping teamwork.
Hashtag never forget.
Never forget.
That's why they made that hashtag for situations like this.
Bengals. They've held on to their old coach.
What do you mean held on? Like he was going to leave?
He's the only head coach that was coaching last year in this division.
That's why I think they're behind. That would have been the year to change when everybody else did.
Everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
You might as well just hire Mike LaFleur and get it over with.
Cincinnati just refuses to change head coach. They like consistency. They like paying cheap. So
I think that's the key. That's the key.
It's just the way it's always been.
Yep. So, I mean, the Bengals are the Bengals. They've got Joe Burrow, and then they've got two Corvettes in Higgins and Chase that are going to go out and catch the ball. Chase Brown's
great.
He's great.
He's great.
They've got a great offense. It's similar to Dallas in just did their defensive moves do enough to close the gaps?
So is Joe Burrow good enough to overcome where their defense is at? It's kind of where I'm at now with them. Because they were better. The defense, although bad, was better before. And he was good enough when he was on the field. He's not always on the field.
Yep. And I think that's probably the more important question is, could you guarantee me right now that Joe Burrow will be the starting quarterback every single game?
Sure. If he plays every game, they're a wild card team. And then, but are they good enough to overcome the defensive issues in the playoffs? I guess is kind of where I'm at. I don't know. I don't know that they are. I don't think they are. And I think they should have made a change at head coach.
I've always wondered too, just schematically. You know, I can feel Kyle starting to breathe heavy.
He's mad. I wish we could talk to him right now.
As he's listening to this. But you're in division, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Bengals, and Browns.
Yeah.
All four outdoor stadiums.
Oh.
All four get cold.
It does get cold outside.
Like all four of them, potential snow, potential high winds, potential like playing dirty type of stuff.
Yep.
You know, it's always one of those of just, if you put these guys in a dome, would you feel better about them than if you're going to Pittsburgh or to Cleveland in December and saying, hey, we're going to throw the ball for 300-400 yards?
Okay, so if you had Chase and a Burrow in a southern climate, like maybe in Louisiana, would you feel good about it?
I'd probably feel really good.
I'd feel damn good about it. Yeah, I'd feel damn good about it.
And so that's where they need that defense. Like they've got to be able to win those ugly games.
Yeah.
And so that'll be the question. All right, you lose Hendrickson. you bring in this defensive tackle, like, are you going to be able to, is your pass rush going to be as good as it was even last year when you were the 30th ranked defense?
Is there anything to be said about Joe Burrow going to a press conference during camp with a hat that says, I just work here?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so either. He does just work there. I didn't see anything from it. Was there anything you read into that?
I mean, Joe Burrow's got the more swag than any quarterback in the NFL, and
that's probably true.
I feel like this,
him or Mahomes, maybe. Mahomes got some swag about him.
Yeah, I feel like Burrow's been pretty vocal about.
Yeah,
this is the year. This is the year we turn it all back, and part of me does believe him.
And he's loyal, like in the fact that Cincinnati gave to him, he's going to give to them. So I do feel he's in. He's all in. He's not like, fuck this contract, I'm out. Like, I believe that. I don't think there's anything to it. It's just interesting. People have talked about it. I wondered what you thought of that.
Hey everyone, it's Cal Penn. I'm the host of Earsay, the Audible and iHeart audiobook club. This week on the podcast, I am sitting down with Ray Porter, the narrator of Andy Weir's audiobook Project Hail Mary, massive sci-fi adventure about survival and science and what happens when you wake up alone very far from Earth.
I really had to make a decision because I caught myself getting that frog in my throat and starting to get teary as I'm narrating some of these sections. And it's like, okay, yo, is this indulgent? And I really thought about it. I was like, no, at this point, it would kind of be betraying the trust the author and the listener have in telling this story if I don't go through it. But there's places in this book that deeply emotionally affected me, and I left it on the mic.
That's great.
Because it served the story. People will say, like, oh my God, I cried at the end. It's like, yeah, dude, me too.
Listen to Earsay, the Audible and iHeart audiobook club on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is Kevin.
This is Joe. And this is Nick from Hey Jonas.
You know, I recently learned that every 36 minutes, another child in the U.S. is diagnosed with cancer. Think about that for a second. Some of the bravest warriors you'll ever meet aren't professional athletes or superheroes. They're kids in this fight.
And every day, these young warriors face challenges most adults couldn't imagine. Yet they continue to show up with incredible courage, determination, and hope.
That's why we're proud to support Hyundai Hope on Wheels.
For the past 28 years, with support from Hyundai, their dealers, and every new Hyundai sold, Hope on Wheels has contributed over $300 million to childhood cancer research, helping save more than 40,000 kids.
But we're not done yet. We need your help. Together, let's bring every warrior home. Learn more at HyundaiUSA.com/HopeOnWheels or ask about Hope on Wheels at your local Hyundai dealer.
Wait! I came in for two things. How is this $47? All right, we're gonna need a plan here.
Just start simple. With Bank of America Advantage Safe Balance Banking. No overdraft item fees, no monthly maintenance fee if you're under 25. Plus, as a new checking customer, you can earn $100 when you open an account and make qualifying Zelle or debit transactions.
Oh, that's actually really simple.
Safe Balance Banking. One less thing to figure out. Learn more at BofA.com/earn100. Terms and conditions apply. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC.
Amazon Health AI presents Painful Thoughts.
I can't stop scratching my downtown. Yeah, but I'm not itching to go downtown and tell a receptionist I'm here to talk about my downtown. Some things you'd rather type than say out loud.
There's no question too embarrassing for Amazon Health AI. Chat your symptoms and get virtual care 24/7. Healthcare just got less painful.
All right, the Baltimore Ravens have made a coaching change. They brought on Jesse Minter from LA Chargers. He was the defensive coordinator. And you would think now this team is going to take on a defensive, minded philosophy there. If that were the case, we got a Lamar Jackson-led offense. So do you think that means they get to kind of open up a little bit, or do you think they're going to be ultra-conservative and rely on the defense?
So that will be the question. Now, we do know that they have a new offensive coordinator.
Correct.
Doyle. His previous job.
Well, Doyle rules.
His previous job was he was with the Bears under Ben Johnson.
Under Ben Johnson, who was awesome.
Yep. So as we've kind of said, Cohen, Ben Johnson, they've got these schemes that are more quarterback friendly in that they're going to use motion behind the line to expose the defense, and they're going to give the quarterback a couple different options.
Which benefits a running quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I think, we talked about Roman, the coordinator, like 2 years ago, and just running the most vanilla offense with Lamar Jackson. And then what happened when Lamar was playing with an offense coordinator from, a newer school. You've still got Derrick Henry. Yep. So you've still got, the dude's like 45 now, I think.
46. Yeah, he's old.
In dog years, he's like 200.
In running back years,
yeah. So you've got a lot to like on that offensive side of the ball, but I think Harbaugh doesn't get fired for what happened on the offensive side of the ball. He gets fired for what happens on the defensive side of the ball. So they were 11th in points scored. They were 18th in points against. We're talking about that ESPN, their team rankings. They had them second overall in talent.
Second?
Yes.
So basically, if they're not a playoff team or a division winner, they failed.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I think that was like last year. You saw them. They lost like close games to the Bills. They lost a couple of these close games in the beginning, and it's just like, these are the games that you have to show up for. Like, these are the games you got to win to get that home field advantage and to be that contender.
Well, and that's what you saw the last probably 5 years from this Baltimore team. It was you either show up and win those big games and everything's great, or you lose them close, because they don't really ever get blown out, but you lose them close and then you blame the coach. And that's where Harbaugh lived. And he had that kind of resume built up where it was like, well, you're not going to fire me. Well, then it builds up over time, and it's like, yeah, okay. Now we're going to move on. Derrick Henry, by the way, is 32 years old, which for a running back is insane, because you turn 30 and they tend to say it's over. So 32 is pretty old.
I compare everybody to Adrian Peterson, and he was done at 30.
He was done at 30, yeah. And he went on far longer.
Yeah, he did another 4 years after that, but he could have hung him up.
32. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where he lies. But
so the other thing, Lamar, he signed an extension here in the last year or two. He's under contract this year and next year. But he also has a no trade clause and has an agreement with the team that they cannot franchise or transition tag him.
He's also his own agent.
So
very impressive.
It creates a very interesting dynamic in there of, if he has a big year this year, like, Baltimore needs to break the bank to keep him.
You have to.
But he could also make the decision to
just
not sign anything and enter a free agency that might pay him $70 million a year.
You think he gets his extension this season, or we go into the offseason? Because I think we're going to go into the offseason.
It was pretty contentious last time.
Yes,
last
it was.
time
That's
they
what
kind
made me
of
think that.
dared him to go find a better deal.
Correct. Well, and at his age, it is tough, because that last deal was probably the one where you dare him and you're not happy about it if he actually goes out and
100%.
Right? This time, you probably do dare him. He's going to get a fat contract, but he's going to live up to it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you get burned as bad. Like, you can bring in another guy. I don't know.
It's kind of funny, too, because it's just like we're sitting here and we're just like, Baltimore just signed Zay Flowers to a $35 million a year deal, which is the same amount that Justin Jefferson is making. It's just a little bit under what Chase got when he signed his deal.
And he's performing just under that.
Yeah, and he's performing under it, but you're sitting here and like Lamar, and it's just like, if Lamar wants $60 million, if he just wants $20 million more than what you're going to pay the 10th best wide receiver in the league.
Sure.
Like, that seems like a value.
It sure seems like a big value, yeah. I don't know. The market always changes. He's going to ask for more. He's going to want to be paid in the top 5.
And when you talk about the legacy things, Barnwell, Bill Barnwell on ESPN had an article, I think 2 weeks ago, talking about who on current rosters is on track for the Hall of Fame. and he pretty much had Lamar as like a near lock. I mean, the guy's 28, 29, but he already has 2 MVPs. He's already he's the best running quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Like he's got
statistically and award-wise, he's there. Had he won a Super Bowl, it's over.
And I think that's where he put him, was just like on the cusp. Like he just either needs like 2 more years, like he has been playing, to be that, you know, Dan Marino, Phil Rivers type of, hey, you reached the heights, but you didn't reach the height. Or if he got that big signature playoff win, he'd be a lock.
So if you had to make a prediction right now that he's a Raven in 2 years.
I think he will be.
Okay.
Because there's also, they push some of the guaranteed money from this year into next year.
Okay.
So if they don't re-sign him, like they'll be like, it's like 60-some million like guaranteed that they owe him.
Okay. So they're working their way towards
But he has
something that
he has all the leverage.
He has all the leverage, yeah.
Because not only does he know that,
He's
hey,
outplayed
they can't afford to give him that. They need him to sign a new deal.
Yep.
But also he knows that he could walk and get that. So my prediction would be that he's going to break the bank. And if Baltimore can, they should get it done now.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't wait till next summer. But if they wait till next summer, then he might clear the market by like $10 million a year.
And I could see him doing that. Yeah. All right. There you go. Well, the team that won the division last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers, did end up moving on from their head coach. So we've got the white version of their head coach in Mike McCarthy.
Just had so much fun talking about the Bengals and the Ravens.
Yeah, now we got Pittsburgh.
And this feels like
a punishment.
Yeah, this feels awful.
Why do we have to talk about
feels
the
bad.
Steelers? 10-7.
10-7 last year, 15th in offense, 17th defense. 18th in total talent.
Both those teams, Pittsburgh and Baltimore, they moved on from their longtime head coaches, and both of them, I shook my head like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you going to get better? And I do think maybe Baltimore did, but time will tell. But the Steelers certainly didn't.
No.
Steelers certainly didn't. He's just a placeholder.
As a lifelong Vikings fan, I'm so thankful for Mike McCarthy spending so many years in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Because the fact that he managed to hold the last few years of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers' career and only get one Super Bowl thank you, because I feel like so many other coaches could have done so much more with that team.
It's actually quite impressive that he only managed one Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, the Steelers, and they bring back, they run back with Aaron Rodgers, who's 1 foot out, 1 foot in. He said this will be his last year. I don't even know that I believe that. It should have been a couple years ago. I still think there's like he wants to play for the Vikings.
No.
I still think that. I still think he wants to play for the Vikings, and he's not going to hold out. If an opportunity comes up, he's in. But
I think that ship sailed when he signed with Pittsburgh. But I think 100% before he signed with Pittsburgh,
he wanted in. Yeah,
he wanted that so bad.
What a great spot for him. Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of like Jim Harbaugh. He took a meeting with the Vikings brass.
Yep.
And seemed like flabbergasted that he wasn't like offered the entire franchise.
Yeah.
And that was the same type of deal of Aaron Rodgers went and met with the Vikings and seemed flabbergasted that they had not signed him.
Yeah. It's just different there.
Yeah. I feel like that ship sailed.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of him becoming the Vikings.
But you were at one point.
At one point, I did think it was very, very likely.
Yeah.
He would have been the bridge from Cousins, and we would have lost out on the Sam Darnold experience.
So we've got Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy, Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, 10-7 is what they were a year ago. I'm guessing. I am gonna make a prediction on them right now.
Okay.
At best, 9-8.
Wow.
At best.
They haven't had a losing record in 22 years.
Well, that's a winning record I just gave them.
Yep. I'm not nearly as optimistic as you. I think 8-9 is about where they top out.
8, and I could totally see that.
And they get that first losing record since big jaw guy. What's his name?
Oh, Cowherd.
Cowherd.
Yeah. I could totally see that. I mean, the Steelers are the epitome of 500. And that's at no one's fault other than they were happy with consistency. And they were happy with their brand of football. You know, that's all it was. They didn't take any chances really ever. And they just kind of went with their same style, and that's what you get.
Well, and you think about that too. It's like Tomlin comes from the defensive side of the ball.
Yes.
Like that's his specialty. And most teams, it feels like they overload on the other side of the ball. Like, hey, we got Andy Reid.
Yep.
We've got Andy Reid and we got Mahomes. Like, we don't need to spend any money on our offense. Let's spend all of our money on the defense. Yep. But Pittsburgh did like the opposite, where they were like, we're strongest on defense. Let's invest in our defense. Let's get Watt. Let's get, Porter Jr. Let's get these like great defensive players. Quarterback, we'll leave that. We'll get that at some point. Like, we'll just find one eventually.
We'll figure it out, yeah.
And they never did.
They never did.
Like,
since Ben Roethlisberger. Have they had a consistent guy since Ben?
No. I mean, they did the Justin Fields, the Russell Wilson experiment the one year. Like, even the last 2 years of Roethlisberger were not anything to, write home about. Like,
Trubisky, I think, was a good option. They just didn't give it time.
But yeah, it's just it's a boring football team. It kind of always has been, but it feels like Tomlin was the one like keeping it afloat and keeping it from becoming a Browns.
Yeah.
And so we kind of teased it previously on just, all right, bringing in like the new hotness for this, and what does it look like when you take over like a poorly run operation versus taking over like a good operation. And we're really seeing kind of the dynamic of Baltimore hired Minter, who's an up-and-coming coach. He's new. He hired an offensive coordinator that's coming from this new school of thought of how to run an offense. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be an interesting contrast looking at that team versus what Pittsburgh does, where we've got another team that's bringing in Mike McCarthy, and Mike McCarthy leaves. LaFleur comes in. Aaron Rodgers wins 2 MVP awards with LaFleur. Mike McCarthy leaves Dallas. Dallas, does better.
Was better
in the immediate aftermath. Like, and so, is this another one where Mike McCarthy is just going to be that Pete Carroll like he did with the Raiders last year? And you could easily see like we get a losing record in Pittsburgh. Rodgers leaves. This offensive ranking goes from 15th to 25th.
So do you
suddenly they're back at, the starting blocks trying to figure out how to do it.
So Pittsburgh wins despite a coach removing season. They win the division 10-7. You're thinking at best 8 wins. Do you see them falling into the middle of the pack, or do you think this is going to be the bottom of the barrel of the division?
I think they're going to be 3rd.
Okay. Because that's not going to sit very well with Pittsburgh fans and ownership if they fall to 3rd, unless 2 and 1 have the same record, which is not likely. So
I see Baltimore obviously is the most talented. I feel like they've got the most momentum, and then I think the Bengals are going to be a team that's going to be competing for a wild card. But these guys, every team in this division, they're going to be playing the AFC East, so they're going to have 2 tough games against the Patriots and the Bills. And they're going to be playing the NFC North, and they're going to have the random slot machine of, 3 of those teams are probably going to be good. 1 of those teams is going to be bad. Like, it's going to be very tough for multiple wild cards to come out of this division. But I do think that 1 comes out.
It actually plays in their favor that they play the AFC East, because we'll get to see the Patriots challenged a little bit. We didn't see a lot of that last year. And so this is actually a pretty good matchup for them. So that'll actually be fun to see. But, I'm with you. I don't think Pittsburgh wins the division. It certainly seems like it's Baltimore's to lose. Cincinnati's in that mix, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right. The fantasy football lineup from this division. Have you already looked at this?
Oh, I was just reading it as
you were just reading it.
queuing
Okay.
it up.
Quarterback, I didn't go with Lamar. I went with Joe Burrow because I do think Joe's going to have just a hell of a year. Kind of has to get his team kind of in the mix.
This is probably a good time to point out, know your fantasy football rules.
Correct.
And if your quarterback passing touchdowns are only worth 4, then you probably put an arrow next to Lamar's name.
Right.
But if your quarterback touchdowns are 6, like Joe Burrow could definitely pace this in touchdowns this year.
Yeah. So Joe Burrow, I like
love
him.
matching a top 10 offense with a bottom 20 defense.
Bottom 20, yeah. It's kind of fun. Wide receivers, obviously Jamar Chase, Cincinnati, and then Zay Flowers from Baltimore. At tight end, Pat Freiermuth from Pittsburgh, so that Pittsburgh's kind of represented here.
I would mention, too, I mentioned him when we were talking about Cleveland, but Fannin he was number 6 tight end last year.
Okay. So
he was a rookie last year. You would think that he'll be more involved this year.
Yeah.
Assuming that they have a quarterback that can throw the ball more than 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Running back Derrick Henry at age 32 with Baltimore is a lock, and then Chase Brown with Cincinnati Bengals. So there's not really too many arguments in this other than Joe Burrow. You could go with Lamar easy.
Yep.
I took a chance there, but everything else is there's some studs in fantasy in this division.
Don't draft Aaron Rodgers to be your quarterback.
Do not. Do not. In fact, he's never rostered the entire season unless you need someone to fill in because of injury or bye, and he happens to be doing well.
Or if he gets cut and signed by the Vikings mid-season.
And then in that
because
case,
all their quarterbacks are hurt.
In that case, 100%.
Yeah.
Take
Bye.
He's going to be motivated. Yeah. Yeah. But that's about it. Yeah. Okay. That's the NFC East, the AFC North. I feel pretty good about those. I feel like we're pretty locked. We're pretty dialed in right now.
I'm really getting hyped now for our projection show that we're going to do after this.
Are you?
Yeah.
In that you don't like where I'm heading with it? Or you're...
I feel like we're pretty lockstep in what we're talking right now. But I do, as we've kind of talked through this, I've been like, oh, Jeremy's a little higher on this guy than I am.
Oh, yeah.
He's a little higher on this team. And
that's
when we get to that and we get to the bets that we're
bets are the big deal.
So
yeah, the bets are a big deal here. Okay. All right. Well, that's all right. I mean, you had an Angry Orchard hard cider. This is one of their limited edition for the fall beers. That's what we've been drinking here during the episode. You had Blood Orange. What'd you think?
So I'm just interested in knowing how the blood and the orange got into the cider. Because from my understanding is cider is made out of apples.
Yes.
So I would assume that maybe, the vines or the apple trees are growing and maybe they're just pouring a bucket of blood like on
into
the
it.
roots.
Yep.
Or, like chumming up like oranges with the blood. I don't like the idea of them pouring the blood, the oranges, and the apples into the bucket to ferment.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that they let nature kind of filter that.
Well, there is a style of orange called blood orange, and it's just a little heavier of a flavor. So that's where there's no blood.
So they put the blood in the orange first.
No, there's no blood, but that's what they call it. They call it blood orange. What did you think of the beer?
It was good.
Okay.
It was a cider, but it was good.
You're right. It was cider. Good point. All right.
What was your mystery flavor?
I had the mystery flavor, which was, I don't know. It was apple for sure. You want to try? Yeah.
What? The mystery cider tastes like apple.
It's called Mystery Caller. It's got the Scream Ghost guy on it. It was really good.
It's almost like it tastes like a little strawberry maybe in there.
A little bit, yeah. It certainly has a little. I mean, I guess I got to break down the ingredients. I'm not going to, but yeah, it was really, really good. But there you go, Angry Orchard.
I'm sorry I didn't save you enough blood orange to share.
It's okay. Oh, I like on the can. It's got the VHS cassette tape. Okay, yeah, we're thinking horror movies this fall.
Thinking about the Browns offense.
Thinking about the okay. Next episode, we are going to preview the NFC North, which is your wheelhouse. That is your wheelhouse. And then the AFC East. So we will be back. Thanks for listening.
Hit that intro, go! Laugh with me when the rent's past due and the car won't start. Laugh with me when the only sponsor is my broken heart. We're hanging on this janky stream, two weird voices in the glow of a screen. If the world won't sing, then let it laugh with me.
Some people use ChatGPT to answer questions. Others use it to get real work done. With ChatGPT Work, you bring the goal, plus real inputs like briefs, notes, files, feedback, data, and project plans. It can help turn them into an analysis, tracker, deck outline, prototype, or workflow you can review and keep shaping. You stay in control, giving direction and choosing the final output. Put ChatGPT to work on your most ambitious ideas and projects. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting Work Mode. Available on Plus and Pro plans.
Hey everyone, it's Cal Penn. I'm inviting you to join the best-sounding book club you've ever heard with my podcast, Earsay, the Audible and iHeart audiobook club. Every episode, I nerd out with amazing guests and dive into the best new audiobooks available on Audible. It's the book club for your ears. Listen to Earsay, the Audible and iHeart audiobook club on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, laundry stinks, literally. I mean, you could just keep buying new underwear. Not that I've ever done that. Or maybe sort your clothes into piles based on how re-wearable or filthy they are. Or just use Arm & Hammer Deep Clean. It's made for real-life stinks and stains. So even if you don't do laundry the, quote, right way, Deep Clean will knock it out. I mean, it is from the #1 liquid detergent brand that tackles more loads than any other. Come clean with Arm & Hammer Deep Clean. #1 claim based on total wash loads sold.
Wait! I came in for two things. How is this $47? All right, we're gonna need a plan here.
Just start simple. With Bank of America Advantage Safe Balance Banking. No overdraft item fees, no monthly maintenance fee if you're under 25. Plus, as a new checking customer, you can earn $100 when you open an account and make qualifying Zelle or debit transactions.
Oh, that's actually really simple.
Safe Balance Banking. One less thing to figure out. Learn more at bofA.com/earn100. Terms and conditions apply. Bank of America NA, member FDIC.